What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Limitless Minds, Behind the Brand, the Closet Cast. I still don't have a name figured out for this, and we're on like episode 12 here, so we'll figure it out sooner than later. But today I've got Andrew Artega, aka I Drew It, Mr. Tattoo Caviar in the flesh here.
Yes,
Pleasure to have you, Andrew.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, dog. I'm
Absolutely.
glad to be here, bro. Glad
Yeah,
to be
man. Yeah. So, Andrew, if you wouldn't mind, just let's start kind of from the beginning. Actually, but before that, let me give even a warmer welcome. So, Andrew is a insane tattoo artist, and beyond that, he's also a multifaceted businessman, running an incredible company, Tattoo Caviar, and has done lots and lots of experience in the art scene, the tattoo scene, and has made a name for himself in the SoCal area, especially with the SoCal artwork. And just the whole entire tattoo industry as a whole. But with that being said, I kind of just want to jump in and get to know a little bit more about you, how you got started in this space. I think maybe a year ago or so when you were living off Magnolia at that apartment. I think you kind of, I think you told me a little bit about it then, but I'd love to kind of hear the story again. How'd you get started in the tattoo space?
Oh, man, bro. I don't even know where to start, dog, to be honest, bro. Like all my life, dog, all my life I've been, I've been doing art as far as drawing and stuff like that since I was a little kid, bro, So, how it all started, bro, was just like, I never thought, bro, that I was going to be a tattoo artist. Like, I never thought in a million years. I always thought that, like, what is tattoos really going to offer me, bro? You know what I mean? Like I'm used to like that old school stuff, bro. Like when people were tattooed back in the day, they thought they were just like fucking gangsters or like shit that like, how do you say, like, I've always chased money, bro. Like chased money in every way, bro. You know what I mean? But I never thought that would like actually get me anywhere. You know what I mean? Because it's just so like frowned upon in the like Mexican culture. You know what I mean? So my grandma, my mom were just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's no different from fucking writing on walls and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, bro. So I never thought it would actually get me anywhere, bro. But when I was like a little younger, bro, like, maybe like 14 through 17, whatever, when I was that age, bro, like I was, like I said, I was like, I was writing on walls, bro. I was doing fucking shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And selling weed and stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when I hit, I went to jail, bro, for that shit. You know what I mean? So, when I was in jail, bro, like that's when it kind of like sparked it. You know what I mean? So I did like 2 years in jail, bro, and there's nothing to do in there, bro, just besides draw. So I was just drawing whatever, and like all the homies in there would be like, you know what? Oh, damn, you know how to draw. So, fucking, you should tattoo in here or whatever. And I was like, dog, whatever. I don't know what. Anyways, that's how it started, though. You
got a tattoo gun in jail?
I was tattooing in there, bro. Yeah. When I got out, bro, it just kind of sparked something. I wasn't scared to fucking sink a needle into somebody,
Right.
So when I got out, I was like around 21, bro. And I decided to pick up a tattoo machine, bro, and that's how it started, bro.
Wow.
Like, but from there, that's when I really kind of took it serious. I had nothing going for myself. I was like a 4-time felon, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like my record was just messed up, bro. So
so you found tattooing to also kind of give you a second chance and like a
second chance,
get
bro.
Started into something good.
It would make me a little bit of money. I never wanted to ask my mom or my grandma for money, bro. So like I would make 50, 60 bucks a day here and there, whatever. And it was just enough to eat and, how do you say it, buy tattoo supplies. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. So,
reinvest in the business.
Yeah, exactly.
Get your re-up.
Exactly, And that's how it all started, bro. And I was just, I was really young, and I was like, you know what, man, this is all I got going for myself. Nobody will hire me, bro. I had a homie at that would work he was a manager at McDonald's, bro. Okay. And I reached out to him, and I was like, you know what, bro? Like, try to give me a job, dog. I need a job, you know? He couldn't even give me a job there, bro, because of my record, at McDonald's, dog. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what, man? Fuck it. Let's just do this. Let's do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta go all or nothing sort of thing.
Exactly. So I just kept running with it, and before you know it, bro, I was just like tripping out on how much it started growing and growing, and and I'm really stubborn, bro. I'm super stubborn, you know what I mean? So like the way that I would get my shading done, like on paper, you know, and like on my drawings, like when I was tattooing, it didn't come out the same way,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And I was like, dude, like, how do you say, like, you can't tell me that you can't shade like that, because I see other artists doing it, and I'm just like, man, what the fuck, bro? What the hell? What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm super stubborn. So I was like, you know what? Nah, like, and nobody wanted to show me, bro.
Yeah.
I was trying to get like apprentices at an apprenticeship at like certain shops and stuff like that.
Right.
And they would show me no love, bro. And like nobody showed me, dog. So like I would just be in my garage, bro, trying to teach myself, you know?
Is the tattoo industry like pretty gate kept sort of deal? That do you
It
know
is,
what I mean?
bro. It is, dog. Like, yeah, back in the day, especially, bro. Like, they would not want to teach you unless they felt like you had some kind of potential, and nobody really seen the potential in me, dog. Nobody,
Wow.
bro. You know, like they would be tattooing whatever, and they would like turn their back on me when they seen that I was like trying to learn, you know, or trying to see what they're doing, and they would just turn their back and cover what they were doing, and I was just like, man, fuck these guys, dude. Like, you know what I mean? So. Like I would learn not just by watching, and I see what machines they had, what like the scale of gray that they were using, you know, like their drop system, whatever. And I would just like, and I ended up leaving, bro. I was like, you know what, I'm gone, bro. You know, I'm gone. But hey, let's tap in real quick to when I was 14, bro. That's when I did my first tattoo. You know,
when you were 14, you gave your first tattoo.
Yeah, bro. So some guy, bro, some guy, he knew that. When people don't know, bro, like they don't know anything about tattoos, they assume that because you know how to draw, that you know how to tattoo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this guy brought me like this homemade ass fucking machine, you know, and dog, I was in my backyard, bro. I was literally in my backyard, and this guy tells me, he's like, hey man, fucking, can you touch up my tattoo? I have it like, you know, or whatever, right here in the back. And I was like, man, I don't know how to tattoo, bro, but you know, like whatever, we'll figure it out, you know? So he brought me like some ink, a homemade ass machine, bro. Like the barrel was made out of fucking like a syringe, dog. An actual syringe, bro. Like he made this whole machine, whatever. You know, the needle was made out of like a guitar string, you know? And anyways, so I start to tattoo, bro, and like, you know, I did my first line, and then he was like, oh yeah, he's like, I'm cool, like I don't feel nothing. I wiped it and nothing was there. And I was like, what the fuck? So he's like, yeah. So anyways, I tried to like put a little more pressure or whatever. He's like, oh yeah, I felt that one. I wiped it and it looked like shit, dog. Like, the fucking lines, just like, it was just so inconsistent, bro. Anyways, but I started to notice that if I slow down, the needle sinks in a little more, you know?
Yeah.
So I slowed down a lot, you know? Anyways, bro, at the end of the day, bro, this tattoo looked like shit. It was fucking eaten up, bro. It looked like hamburger meat, bro. I was like, it scared me, bro. It scared me. I was like, you know what? Tattooing is not for me. I'm good. I'm chilling. I don't want to do this, dog, you know? It did not come out like how my drawings come out.
Right,
you know? Keep in mind, I was only 14. You know what I mean? So I was just like, you know what? I'm good. So after that, bro, I just started doing what I was doing, bro, which is fucking slanging, just fucking selling weed and shit like that, you know? That's what pushed me all the way to like 18. Doing that, whatever, dog, you know? But I've never worked a real job, bro. Like never, bro, you know? My first real job, I guess, was Chuck E. Cheese, bro. Believe it or not, bro. Believe it or not. You know what I mean? So you know how, like, when you go to Chuck E. Cheese, have you been to Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, I've been to Chuck E. Cheese. Bro. The infamous pizzas, man.
Dog. Hey, you see the mouse? So he's like, yeah, bro, I was that guy.
You were the mouse?
Yes, bro. Dog. I was the fucking mouse, bro. I'm in that suit, bro. I'm in that suit, and the first time I put the suit on, it smelled like fucking sweat.
I couldn't imagine, man.
Bro, I walk out, you know, and then the worker that's like next to the mouse, she was like, hey, you gotta move around. You gotta like dance. And I was like, what do you mean I gotta dance? Like, what the hell? Like, but you can't talk when you're in the suit because there's little kids.
You're the mouse, man.
Yeah, exactly. So she's like, yeah, you gotta dance. And I'm like, oh my God, bro. So the little kids are coming up to me, hugging me. Like, I'm just like patting them in the back. I'm like, yeah, whatever, fucking, trying to dance. And I was like, no, man. I went to the manager right after that. And I was like, man, put me somewhere else, man. I can't do this.
I'm not
shit.
the mouse, man.
I'm not the mouse, man. So they put me in the bag making pizzas, whatever, But anyways, my first check came in the mail, bro. 2 weeks being there, right?
Yeah.
I seen that check and I was like, man, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
You know, it was like $200, bro. You know,
Yeah.
2 weeks of work and I was like $200. I was like, and before that, bro, I was slanging. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know, making money that way. You know, whatever. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work another 2 weeks, man. I'm gonna fucking work my ass off. You know, I'll try to fucking really just crank it out. You know what I mean? And see how much more money I can make. Whatever. That next 2 weeks came, bro. I got that check and I was like, it was less, dog. I was like, what the? Because I was, keep in mind, I was like 17, 18. Right. So like the taxes part didn't come in on the first check.
Yeah.
The second part, the taxes came in, they deducted it out of my shit. And I'm like, bro, like I worked my fucking ass off and I made less.
That's
I was
insane.
like, man, I make more off a fucking transaction, bro.
Yeah.
Off of one transaction selling weed. I was like, man, fuck this job, bro.
Yeah.
So I quit after like 4 weeks, bro. I was like, fuck this. I'm just go back to selling weed. Bro, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, bro, I fucking.
And that led you into.
Yeah, bro. And after that, bro, I was doing great, dog. This is before the dispensaries came out. You know what I mean?
Word,
so,
okay.
So I'm cranking it, bro. I'm making fucking 3-4 bands a day, bro.
Yeah.
Profit, dog. You know, selling weed, whatever. But I had a big old investigation after me. Fucking, I ended up going to jail, dog, for like 2 years or whatever. You know, but when I got out, I was 21, bro. And after that, I said, you know what? No more.
Yeah.
No more. I'm done. You know, let me just focus on my tattoo shit, you know, whatever. And that's where it all just fucking took off after that, bro. You know what I mean? So after I kind of like put that in my mind, bro, I was like, you know what? I'm good. Let me focus on my tattoo shit, you know, and from there, bro, I never thought that, dog, 16, almost 17 years later, bro, like, dog, now I'm tattooing fucking Jake Paul. I'm tattooing fucking Trippie Redd, dog. You know, I'm at Juice WRLD's house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, like crazy shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like I never thought in a million years, bro, that I would be tattooing like the biggest influencers, the biggest fucking, you know, some of the biggest people in the game, bro, like at that time, dog. Like,
yeah, man.
I was just tripping out, bro, you know, but it's crazy where it got me. But now, like I told you, bro, like I never thought, I always seen everything in the industry. The past 15 years, the same products have been in the industry for the past 15 years. Right. And yeah, they're great products, bro, but I felt that they just needed adjustments. They needed something else, you know? Yeah. So from me using all these products in the game, I just kind of like, how do you say, like I kind of seen what they needed and I knew what to adjust, you know? So that's when, like, you know, I tapped in with Suavecito, you know, and they're, like I said, they're a hair pomade, you know? Right. So they were only, a big shout out to fucking Suavecito, dog. They're my boys, dog. You know what I mean? So from the start, bro, you know what I mean? Like they were living in front of my grandma's house, dog, when I was younger, you know what I mean? Yeah. So literally right across the street, you know what I mean? But yeah, they only got me so far into the process, you know, of starting my own product. And they always told me, like, hey, bro, you should start your own product, or whatever, you know? But they made it sound like it was just like very easy.
Walk in the park.
Yeah, like a walk in the park. Bro, and it wasn't, dog. You know what I mean? It was the complete opposite, you know? But they got me started with it. They're the ones that planted that seed, bro, and got me, like, they sparked like the interest. You know what I mean? Yeah. So after that, bro, like they only got me so far, and then they were just kind of like, you know what? Like they could only help me like to get so far, you know? Right. And that's when I was like, you know what, man? Like, fuck, dude. Like, and that's when you came in, bro. That's when you came in, and like I said, everything happens for a reason, dog. Absolutely. And bro, like I really believe in that. You know what I mean? So at that same time, when they told me, bro, we we can only get you so far, right. Like, you know, I started to lose hope in it, you know? And that's when you came around and you were like, bro, I got you with whatever, bro, whatever you want to do, whatever ideas you want to do, bro, I'll fucking make it come to life, bro, whatever, you know? And I was like, bro, like, and dog, I rarely check my DMs. I rarely, you know what I mean? Like, if it's not tattoo related, you know, I rarely, what are you gonna, rarely, yeah, but for some reason, bro, I remembered like what you told me. So I messaged you, dog, that day, you know, and that's when you were like, bro, I got you, dog. Let's make this happen. So that's when that project, you know, like I told you, bro, can we do this? Yeah, it transitioned, you know, and look, with it, whatever they started, bro, like I only learned so much from them, and then I moved it over, and you were like, bro, let's finish this, you know, and dog,
you've touched on a few big things there. So like, first off, being able to transition from where you're at one, at one point into your life into finding tattooing becoming like your full-time thing. This is where you really want to pursue and
Yeah.
dive deep into. Kudos to you, and way to make that adjustment and move into that phase of life. And then the next thing is, even a company such as Suavecito, right? Like, everybody's got a role and a place in their life, right? And it's like they were able to spark that interest, spark that idea, show you the first steps into making that possible, right? And getting your feet wet and helping you understand, like, this is this is tangible. We can do this.
Yeah.
But it's not a walk in the park.
It's not, bro.
Right?
It's not, bro. It's really not, bro. You know what I mean? This is why if it was a walk in the park, bro, we'd have so many more people owning their own businesses.
Yeah.
Starting their own products or whatever, bro. But man, only the people that really know, bro. Like, that have been through it and their business is fucking thriving and their products are thriving and stuff like that, bro. Only they know what it really takes, bro.
Yeah.
And it's dedication, bro, and just and like I said, bro, I'm fucking hard headed. You know what I mean? So I don't take no for no. It's just not a thing, dog. To me, no. You tell me no, bro, I'm gonna make sure that's a yes. You know? So yeah, bro. It's always been like that. You know what I mean? So if you tell me no, it's like, all right, what do I got to do to make this a yes?
Well, what is it? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can attest to that. It took us so many rounds of making the
sample
claims.
after sample after sample, bro. Just so many, dude. It took almost years, bro.
It took years.
Yeah,
and
bro.
This is something else that I preach all the time on this podcast, right? Like, to actually make it, there's another thing that you've touched on, right? And it's finding, when you were first getting into the space and you're using everybody else's products, right? You're finding the ones that are good, you're finding the ones that are okay, the ones that are bad, but what are they all missing? What are they all lacking, right? And then taking the best thing from this guy and the best thing from this guy and then adding your own flavor to it, right? To really create, what you believe would be a winning product. And it's not just you that's thinking that. All these other people are feeling the same thing. Oh, they're missing out on the volume of what's in it. Oh, it's not a fun cream. Oh, this thing's not sexy or whatever it is, right? Like, all these things are lacking here. So what if I take the best from here, the best from here, the best from here, put it onto one, add my flair to it, add the things that I think need to be better about it. Technically, if I cross all those boxes off, I think I'd have a better product. Right? And
Exactly.
you were, we were through a few years, we were able to do that and really build that exact product that's been missing and been needing to be in the space.
Exactly.
And
bro, there's dog, I'm not, so many times already, people that try my product, they message the account, right? The Tattoo Caviar account. And they're like, I tell them, hey, thank you for fucking with the product, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the love. It took me like years to make this. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh yeah, we can tell. We can tell that the quality behind it, it's just not some stuff that you just pick up from or copy somebody's stuff and just remake it. Like, it's not like that, bro. It's completely different. You know what I mean? So and what's crazy is, like, yeah, we can tell. People that have been in the game for a while that use it, they know. They know off the bat just by using it, and they vouch for it, bro. And like,
I feel like
crazy.
That could be probably one of the greatest compliments you could get in your space.
It is,
too.
bro. It really is, dog. You know what I mean? And it feels good, bro. It feels good because it's finally here. It's finally done. It's out in the market, bro. Everybody's loving it, bro. There's no bad reviews, no nothing, bro. Like it's crazy, dog. How much love we're getting from it. Like, some of the biggest names in the industry, bro, that I looked up to when I first started tattooing, bro, they're rocking our shirts. They're sitting there taking pictures with us. They love the movement. They love just the product, bro. Everything about it, man. They're just like, yo, pull up to my spot, bro. Flood my shop with it, bro. I'll vouch for you. Just so much love behind it, dog. It's just crazy, dog. It's crazy, like, how much incredible love we get, bro. And it's just like, it feels good, dog, to finally, like, be done with this. And I thought, like I was telling you earlier, bro, like, I thought that when the product was done, like, yeah, that's the easy part. Okay, I'm saying that was the hard part. It's done finally, like, we're here. Nah, bro. The hard part is now. Putting it out there. And, bro, we just flooded all Southern California, bro, and everybody's loving it.
Yeah.
All the competitors are getting killed, bro. You know, like I was telling you, bro.
Yeah.
Like if I was the competitor, and I would look at that and see the actual product, I would be trembling right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because bro, they're yeah, they've been in the game for a long time, bro. But it's time for some new shit.
It's time for some new shit.
Yeah, it's time for some new shit. And honestly, like when they see this, dog, they're gonna be trembling, dog.
Yeah.
They're gonna be trembling. If you haven't seen it already, bro, like wait till you get your hands on it, and they're gonna be in this. They're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna feel something in their throat, bro.
Oh,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Yeah, for real, bro. Because like I said, bro, this took us so long to actually perfect, and it's not just like some Walmart shit where where they go fucking copy some other person's product or whatever and crank it out and just put their name on it. No, bro, this took 16 years of tattooing to know every product in the game, to be able to kind of see what they have to offer and what their products need. You know what I mean? They're great. Like I said, they're great products, but they needed something else, you know? And you wouldn't know that if you weren't tattooing with those products for like 16 years, you know?
Yeah.
So it took that long to
just come up with the idea.
Yeah, to come up with the idea and just use everything on the market and tweak it and change it. You know, just to be able to do that, bro, it takes a long time.
Yeah.
Bro. A long time, you know? And I'm glad that, you know what I mean? Like perfection doesn't happen, like big things don't happen overnight, bro.
No.
You know what I mean? It takes a long time, bro. You know what I mean? So now,
and right now people might be looking at it and seeing you just getting started with this thing and it's having all the success. And it's like, well, there was 16 years of tattooing before that. There was 3 years of developing the product before that. There was, you know, and now you're doing the hustle of actually running this business right of it, right? While you're still tattooing full time and doing all that sort of stuff. So it's like the juggling act of it all is in itself incredible. And then additionally, like that there's the product knowledge and the industry knowledge that you had to have to be able to come in here and be able to make such a high performing product.
Yeah, bro. That's what really, everybody thinks, like at the end of the day, bro, when they all see like, you know, all the flashy stuff and they think, oh my God, you're living the lifestyle, whatever. Like they don't know what it is. Like the actual struggle and how long it took. Everybody thinks like, oh, whatever, you just came out with the product. Oh, fucking wow. Yeah. But they don't really know what it took, bro. Like the years, bro. Like if I didn't tattoo for 16 years, bro, I would have never known how to change the product. You know? How to change every product on the market and make it better.
You'd be like the rest. It's like, oh, let's just take that product, relabel it, and just put it
I'd
back
be like
out there.
just some kind of regular ass person, whatever. Like I'm saying, like I always refer back to, like, let's just say Walmart bought it and just put their name on it and just started fucking shipping it out. Nah, bro. Like I poured my heart into this shit, bro. I really did, bro. And what's crazy is, like, you know, I did the experimenting behind it, bro. I hate to use that word because it makes it sound like I was experimenting on my fucking clients. You know what I mean? Like lab rats. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But you know what? Hey, man, you know, like I had confidence in my stuff, bro. And how do you say? Like I knew that we weren't gonna get no allergic reaction or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So I had confidence in it. I knew from the fucking start that we weren't gonna have problems like that. But I was experimenting on people, using it in the beginning to perfect it and make it even better and better and better. You know what I mean? So like this is why it took so long, bro. So long. You know what I mean? But we finally fucking nailed it, bro. We nailed it, and I'm just super excited about it, dog. You know, I'm excited about it, and now, you know, everybody asks me, hey, what are you whipping? You know, hey, well, this and that. And I was like, bro, I whip in a transit, dog. I whip in a fucking delivery truck. You want to know why, dog? Because yo, my priorities are first, bro. You know, and that's the company. You know, that's the company. I had to buy a whole delivery truck, bro, just to start delivering this shit. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't do it in a truck. I couldn't do it in a car. You know what I mean? So I needed a delivery truck. You know
you got boxes of multi-gallon tubs.
Yeah, bro.
that got to get all around the nation.
Exactly, bro. And we're about to take off in the next couple of weeks, bro. And we're hitting every state, bro. Every state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're delivering, and we're gonna eliminate all the competitors, bro. All the competitors. You know.
And what you're touching on here is something that, like, I think is such an important message for any of the listeners too, right? So you know, at first you thought that the hard part was just making the winning product, right? One of the biggest lies in life and in the business industry is, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Field of Dreams, but there's a famous quote in there called, "If you build it, they will come."
Yes.
Right? And it's like, you know, that only goes so far. You can make an amazing, beautiful product, but if nobody knows about the product, if nobody's seen the product, right? Like, well, how's anybody supposed to know that you've built the best product?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And so
you know?
making that winning product is just one half of the battle. It's one.
Yes,
It's the start of the journey.
It's literally the start. Yeah.
Right? And then from there, it's okay. Well, now I've got this product.
Mm-hmm.
I need to make sure that people actually see this product, know this product exists, so that way I can start taking over the marketplace.
Yep.
Which is exactly what you're doing now, and that's you know.
And it all kind of relates back to like tattooing too, bro. Because like, bro, if I paint a beautiful picture, and I don't promote it and I don't put it out there, then what was the point of even that picture if nobody's gonna see it?
Right.
See what I mean?
Right.
So now it's
art is for others.
Yes, exactly. You know.
Yeah.
So what I put into this product, bro, it's just like, you know what? Like I put so much time, so much effort into it, and now that it's here, like now we gotta do the promo. You know what I mean? Now we gotta show everybody. Yeah. Now we gotta show everybody that, you know, why it's different and why they should use this product. You know what I mean? Like the people that have been in the game for a long time, bro, like you don't even have to explain anything to them.
Right.
You just give them the product, they use it, and they know off the bat. Yeah. They know because they've been in the game for so long, and once they use it, they're like, whoa, you know?
Big difference.
This is why.
Yeah.
This is why this is different.
Yeah.
They can tell off the bat with no words said, bro. Yeah. Like they know. You know what I mean? And this is why, like, a lot of people tell me, like, once they use it, and I tell them, yeah, it's this took years to make, and they're like, yeah, we can tell. We can tell, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's huge. And that's why it's like, you know, it feels good, bro. It feels good that people actually realize that this wasn't something that happened overnight. Right. You know, this wasn't something that they took freaking, you know, like a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months, whatever, just to copy some shit and put it out there and, you know, like whatever, you know what I mean? But no, bro, you can tell off the bat, if you're an experienced tattooer, bro, and you use this stuff, you know off the bat, bro, that this isn't something that happened overnight. This took perfection. This took just like the patience, bro. It took patience to make this, you know? Absolutely. And bro, like I said, dog, like this wouldn't be possible. This wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you, dog. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wouldn't know who to run to if it wasn't for you, dog. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you in every way, bro. Like, thank you, man. Because you made my dreams come true, bro. And whatever ideas I had at the moment, you made them all really become reality. You know what I mean? And that's crazy, bro, because like it's just you know what I mean?
We're all about, man.
Yeah, bro. That's
what we're all about.
Yeah, bro. It's hard to put it in words, bro. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you, dog. Thank you, bro. You know what I mean?
And I appreciate you for answering Brett's DM there and just taking the shot with us, man.
Yeah, bro.
You know, especially at that point in time, man, we were, you know, we've been bootstrapped since day one, right? Like we've all been like, this has been a grassroots, very organic thing. And what we understand extremely well is supply chain and logistics. Yeah. So like we knew how to make good product and winning product, but it also takes somebody like you that also can believe in it and has the grit and has the hustle that you have. Because, you know, and I'm sure throughout the time too, Andrew, when we're in the developing process of this whole thing, right? Where you're like, shit, man, do I even keep, right? Do I really keep pursuing this? Is it really worth it? Or should I keep focusing on tattooing or like, right? And if you're able to kind of dive into it and let your heart and let your brain go into it, it's like, if we actually end up building this and being able to do this right, we'll have something successful and have something big here. And it takes a special type of person to be able to do. Yeah. Right? And so we appreciate you for allowing us to have the opportunity.
Not everybody can do it, dog. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I was telling you, bro, halfway through the process, I was looking at that and I was like, man, like now I kind of really see what it takes. Yeah. You know? And I'm just like, fuck, dude, what did I get myself into, bro? Like, but my foot was so far into the door, bro, that I couldn't back out anymore. Yeah. I couldn't say, no, we're not gonna finish this because for whatever reason, you know? But I was like, damn, I started to realize that halfway through the process, I was like, man, this is a process, bro. It's not easy. You know what I mean? But you know what? My grandma always told me, man, like, you know, my mom always told me too. You start something, finish it.
Finish it.
Finish it.
Damn
you know
right.
I mean?
Damn right.
And honestly, that just kind of stuck to my head, bro, you know, when they told me that. And as a little kid, you know what I mean? Right. So now it's just like, you know, as I get older, I'm like, you know what? If you start something, finish it.
You just finish it.
Finish it, bro. You know, and
That's a testament to your character too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's like if you got that ingrained in you, you know, that alone can help carry people so far.
yeah,
right?
bro.
And in
Yeah.
today's world, bro, there's think about all the half-ass projects that are out there that just
Yep.
never got finished, and nobody ever knows what it would have been if it was finished.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So
Exactly,
it's like,
bro. I just felt like, you know what, man, we put so much work into this, bro, that I didn't want to let you down, bro. I didn't want to let anybody else down. You know, and I never told anybody about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My
I-
clients are probably the only person people that would hear about it here and there.
yeah.
You know, but because, bro, like you're sitting there for like fucking 10, 12 hours and they're asking me,
Right.
like, oh, what is that? It smells great. You
Yeah.
know, and so you gotta, you know, kind of tell them a little
Yeah.
bit. But I never really told anybody like, you know, like what it really is or
Yeah.
what's gonna happen in the future or whatever, you know, like what
Yeah.
my plans were. I never really told anybody, you know?
Right.
But now that it's actually like here, bro, like some of my clients reach out and they're like, bro, like, dude, I remember 2 years back when you were like talking about this or whatever, and you were like, and I'm like, yeah, dog, I was experimenting on it. You know,
Thanks, lab rat.
yeah, bro. When I was using the ointment, it didn't even have a logo on it yet.
Right.
It didn't have a name on it.
Yeah.
I was
It
just
looked like one of those jars over there.
yeah,
With nothing,
exactly,
nothing.
bro.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. You know, it was just jars without labels, bro. You know,
Yeah.
and they were just like, wow, man, it's good to see that it's finally out and it's just, you know, there, whatever you were talking about is done. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, but yeah, it might be done, but it's just the beginning.
Just starting.
It's just starting,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for it to be just started, bro, we're killing the competitors, bro.
Oh,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? So yeah, man, I'm excited to see where this is gonna take us, bro, in the
Yeah.
next couple years, bro.
Yeah,
you
man.
know what I mean? Because we're
Absolutely.
gonna fucking kill the game, bro. I tell you,
Absolutely.
we're already killing the game. You know,
And
and,
you get-
and we'll see.
What I love about what you guys are also doing right now too, you know, and we touched on this a little earlier inside where it was like, you guys haven't even started like the real social media level promotions, right? The way that you've taken your approach, I think is just so organic and so beautiful. And that's how you know that like the
Yeah.
second you guys do start hitting the online promotions, it's going to
Yeah.
just be completely game over for that.
Yeah.
Because you guys are going to the conventions, you guys are just going to the shops, you're sending out the care packages, you're just doing like the guerrilla marketing that it takes.
Hey, bro, and now that you say that, bro, guerrilla marketing, dog, who put that in my mind, bro, is a big fucking shout out to my boy, fucking Chris the Shark, man. That motherfucker, another level, dog. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But when I sat down with him, bro, and he told me about that, he's like, it's the most effective, the most fucking old school way of doing it,
Yeah.
but it's the most effective, you know? And I was like, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do.
Dude,
That's what I'm gonna do, you know?
I
So-
think that was some killer
Yeah,
advice, bro.
That's when I sat there and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make care packages for all of fucking Southern California, and I made care packages for all of San Bernardino, San Diego, LA, Orange County, all of Southern California, bro. I made care packages for every tattoo shop, you know?
Yeah.
And we hand delivered them, bro.
Yeah.
You know? And after
Yeah.
that, I went to the biggest distributors in all Southern California, and I told them, I'm like, look, check us out. I just flooded everybody in your area. I flooded every tattoo shop, bro. They're gonna be asking you guys for this product. So if you guys are interested, you know, I'll flood you guys with product, the big jars, because they're gonna be asking you for it.
Yeah.
And that's how I locked them in, bro. You know,
So
that's how it
incredible.
happened, bro. You know
That-
what I mean?
That's so incredible.
Yeah.
Everybody in today's world is so caught up in like, oh, let me get popping on TikTok. Oh, let me
Yeah.
get this thing rolling
Yeah.
on through Facebook ads and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. And it's like, sure, you can do that, but right, like there's 4 ways you can sell. You can either sell to people you know, right? Like your friends and family.
Mhm.
You can sell to people that you don't know, and you can do that by either doing, you know, ads or
Yep.
like outbound emails
Mhm.
and organic content and stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? But the most effective is the most traditional, tried and true way,
Yep.
and that's just having the good product,
Yep.
going directly to the person and showing
Exactly.
them how good of a product it is,
Yep.
letting
Yep.
them use it, letting them see, oh my God, this is what I needed,
Yeah, bro.
and you're the
Yeah.
guy with the supply,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
It's like,
It takes a lot of work, dog, to do it. But you know what? It's like Chris said, man. It's the most effective,
Yeah.
and you'll see the best results doing that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that's what I did, dog. That's what I did. You know, dropped a fucking bag on just promo.
Yeah.
You know, and when I say promo, it's just samples. You know, doing care packages for every tattoo shop, and that's how it happened.
And I remember when we were trying to figure out, do we do it in the little ketchup, the in and
Yeah,
out
yeah,
spread packages? Do we do the
that?
little,
I was like,
little gram
I was like,
jars?
hey, that little spread packet like from In and Out,
Yeah,
little
bro.
like ketchup, the bigger ketchup packets,
Yeah.
like I was like, you remember that? You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I mean? Yeah.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
the ideas we went through, bro. It was just
Yeah.
crazy, dog. You know what I mean? But I mean, like now that we got it nailed down, bro, like to the fucking T, bro, like.
Yeah.
Like everybody's just fucking all about it, bro.
That's so
They love the care packages. They love that, that they. I mean, who doesn't like free shit? You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
yeah, bro. So I invested into my dream, bro. I invested into what I felt was the best way to get it out there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which is just delivering it by hand, bro, and people get to try it in person, bro. For free. You know what I mean? Who wouldn't try it for free? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, absolutely.
after that, they fell in love with it. Anybody that tries it, bro, they're gonna fall in love with it no matter what. You know what I mean? So
And that's because you spent the 16 years and the 3 years of
Yeah.
development, and we were able to make a winning product. We
Yeah.
knew what the industry was missing. We
Yeah.
knew what these products lacked
Yup.
that yours provided the
Exactly.
actual substance to.
exactly,
Right? And so, by having that double combination, right? Like, I think if you didn't do that level of marketing, right, and that
Yeah.
level of promo, and you decided to go through the modern traditional way of, let me get TikTok ads and Facebook ads, I don't
Yeah.
think you would have the same effect because
Yeah.
they wouldn't have the product in hand, in person,
Exactly.
being able to witness it.
Exactly.
They'd
bro.
have to trust you based off of a social media post. And like,
Yeah.
well, let's be real. How many times have you seen something on TikTok Shop or like
Yeah.
on the internet and you order
Yeah.
it and it comes in as bullshit, right?
Yep.
Like
Exactly.
the trust factor there is so far
Yep.
gone. Whereas when it's real, it's tangible, it's in person,
Yeah, bro.
face to face, you're delivering it to them, say, give it a try, right? And
Yeah.
they try it and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
night and day difference.
Exactly, bro.
Off to the
Yep,
races,
that's what
bro.
it is, bro. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
bro, I'm really excited, dog. I'm really excited about this. You know what I mean? And people see that, just like I said, the work that we put in, bro, and how do you say it? Like, bro, like we're getting, like, I've done no promo,
Yeah.
no promo behind it. Like, as far as like just going to conventions, stuff like that,
Yeah.
just like the basics right now,
Yeah.
Our website went up. I did no promo behind it,
Yeah.
and we're getting online orders, bro, since the day the website went up, like just out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah.
Just orders coming in every day, bro. People purchasing from fucking Canada, from the UK, dog, from like just shops just out of the country, bro.
Yeah.
Like, almost every state right now, bro. Everybody's placing online orders, man, and I've done no promo.
Yeah.
And that's what's crazy to me, bro. It's crazy to me. It's definitely a blessing, bro. It's a blessing,
It's a
dog.
blessing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't wait till I start doing promo.
Right.
When I start doing promo, then it's gonna be a whole different story. You know what I mean?
You're gonna get started in the perfect way. You have an unbeatable book of business of
Yeah.
people that have, you'll have unlimited testimonials. You'll have all these people that are telling you that they rave and love the product, right? Like so that way that like I just mentioned, the trust factor, right?
Yeah.
You go to your website, you see all of these things, you see all these other shop people
Yep.
using them, you see all these other artists using them. You know that it's a solid winning product.
Yep.
So the second that you're able to flip that model on,
Mm-hmm.
the trust factor is there, the want is there. Everybody knows it's a good product.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just eat.
Yeah,
It'll just
bro.
eat.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's game on, dog.
Yeah.
It's game on no matter what, where we're at, bro. We're killing everybody, dog. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about that, dog.
What's the next venture that you're doing? You got the transit van now. What are you
Yeah.
about to be doing in a couple of weeks?
So I mean, as far as the next couple of weeks, I'll be going to state delivering the
Yeah.
product.
Yeah.
But right now we're tapping in, and I mentioned to you before, bro. Suavecito, bro. You know,
Yeah.
nobody's done this in the tattoo industry. Nobody, bro. And big shout out to fucking Suavecito, man. They're my boys from day one, bro. And we're gonna be doing a collaboration with Suavecito. They own a brewery called Cervezacito, and so we're gonna be
good.
doing Tattoo Caviar X Cervezacito, and we're coming out with our own beer, bro.
It's so cool.
We're coming out with our own beer. It's got a touch of cherry to it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be maybe an IPA, maybe something a little
Yeah.
lighter, bro. I don't know yet.
And
but-
what's the focus behind the cherry?
So, to be honest, you want to know how it all happened behind the cherry, bro?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
Yeah.
bro. It's just crazy how it happened, bro. So, from the start, you already know that we were focused on the quality of the product.
Right.
We were focused on, how it works
Right.
during the process, aftercare, stuff like that, whatever. But the end of the product was, all right, what is it going to smell like?
Yeah.
What is it going to look like?
Yeah.
Like as far as color, So that was the end of the process,
Right.
So I had no idea. Bro, I was in a fucking layover in Atlanta, bro.
Yeah.
I was tattooing in Florida, I don't know what. And then I was stuck in a layover in Atlanta. And I happened to use the restroom, bro. I was using the restroom.
Yeah.
And I was pumping the soap out,
No way.
And if you I know everybody's kind of smelled this soap before,
yeah.
and you're using the soap and you're like, man, this soap smells fire.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? I always run into that soap here and there or whatever, and I smelled that soap and I was like, man, like this shit smells fire.
Yeah.
So anyways, like it's locked, it's locked. The soap dispensers are locked. So I broke the fucking top off and I pulled the bag out and then I read it and it said scent of cherry almond, and I was like, you know what? So that's when I called you, bro. I texted you. I was like, hey, bro, send me all your cherry almond scents, So that's how it happened, bro. And then when you sent me, I remember you sent me like 6 different samples or something like that of all different ratios of cherry almond, So when I picked that one and you mixed it with the ingredients, that we have, bro, when you sent me those samples back, bro, I had like a lineup of clients there at the house and the samples came in and we all smelled it, everybody. And then there was this one specific one that a client smelled. And then I think it was a he or she, I don't know who it was, but they passed it to me. And then they were like, bro, this smells like so familiar. And I opened it and I smelled it. And I'm like, yo, this smells so familiar. What is it? Like, what is it? We sat there for like 20 minutes. Like, man, what is this, dude? Like, we've smelled it before. Bro, it was a cherry starburst, bro. Cherry starburst,
baby. Yeah.
And when we smelled it, I smelled it again. I'm like, dude, this is a cherry starburst, bro. Off the bat. That's when I told you, I texted you. I'm like, bro, this one. This is the one we want right here.
Yeah.
Bro, I went to the store. And because that's when we already knew that we were coming out with the bubblegum flavor, with the grape flavor. I mean, I'm sorry, not flavor. Bubblegum scent. Grape scent, and then there was the cherry, and then there was the blue raspberry,
Yep.
So I went to the store, bro, and I shit you not, I bought every fucking Starburst, bro, that I found on the market, bro. And I brought them onto the table, bro, and I ate every single one, bro. And I said, you know what? This is gonna be our blue raspberry. This is gonna be our grape, And then this is gonna be our bubble gum,
Wow.
And we went based off of Starburst.
Off Starburst.
Yeah, that's how it happened, bro. Because the cherry reminded me of the cherry Starburst, and that's how it happened, bro. But
to fill the audience in, currently the only flavor of the Tattoo Caviar, or not flavor, the only scent. You gotta be careful. You can't eat these. You cannot eat
bro.
these.
But it smells like you can eat it, bro.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, every time I talk about this scent, I always say flavor, bro.
Yeah, no.
It feels like you can eat it, bro.
The only scent that's available right now is the cherry scent, but we do have the blue raspberry, coming in right now.
Yep. Mm-hmm. The next probably like what, 2-3 weeks or so.
At least,
around
or
there.
at most,
around there. You know what I mean? But that'll start hitting the market within the next couple weeks.
Oh yeah.
So I'm excited for that, bro. You
got
know how many people are asking, bro, when I just post up the logo? You know what I mean? The jar that you sent me with the logo, and it's the blue rat, bro. Everybody's just fucking, bro. When is it coming out? When is it coming out? You know what I mean? They're all about it. If they love the cherry, bro, they're gonna love the blue raspberry, dog.
Oh yeah.
And then what's crazy behind that is that all our other competitors, like it's the purple and the pink, and those are the last ones that we're gonna come out with, so those are gonna bump heads with every other distributor out there, bro. They're gonna bump heads with everybody, bro. So we're gonna have our own version of like theirs is it's a purple one, which is like a lavender scent, you know what I mean, which is not all that great. Ours is a grape.
It's great,
so it smells like you can eat it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
man.
So, and then they have their own bubblegum scent, right? And
it's
ours,
dull.
bro, I've showed so many people when you gave me that sample.
Yeah.
I showed my version, and then the Tattoo Caviar version, and then I showed
The competitors.
you know the competitors.
Yeah.
Yeah. They smell the competitors, and they're like, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Bubblicious. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
that
Yeah.
cheap version of Bubblicious that runs out in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the competitor smells like. And Tattoo our scent, bro, smells like how do you say, like just way better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a candy, bro. Like you
Right.
can eat it. You know what I mean? Like
Like the bubblegum strawberry or Starburst.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Like just you know what I mean? And bottom line, bro, anything that we come out with, bro, is just better, bigger, better, no matter what, bro. And you can almost like fucking eat it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, everybody that smelled it, they're like, bro, I feel like I want to eat it.
I wanna
You know?
eat it.
I feel like put it on the label, bro. Like,
Do not eat.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I know,
If you
yeah.
want, eat it, but we don't recommend it.
No,
You know what
no,
I mean?
don't eat it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's kind of crazy,
Oh,
bro.
my
It's
goodness.
crazy, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, bro, we're gonna fucking kill this shit, dog. We're killing it already. I could just imagine what's gonna happen in the next couple of years.
Next
bro.
couple years are
Yeah, bro.
man,
Game
this
over,
is-
bro.
Yeah, it's game over.
dog.
It's game over.
Nobody's gonna even know what the other companies are, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bottom
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, bro, I'm excited, dog. You know, like I said, dog, this wouldn't be able to happen, bro, without you, bro. And I appreciate you, dog, and everything you've done, bro. You really made some fucking dreams come true, bro. For real, dog. Thank you, bro.
man.
I appreciate you, dog.
it.
Yo,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
the fucking man, bro.
You're the man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, dog. You know what I mean?
Any last words?
Yo, thank you, bro. Thank you, dog. That's it, bro. And we're here, dog. We're here, and we're here to stay, dog. And
Cool.
and if you haven't tried it yet, dog, you
gotta try it.
It's coming to a tattoo shop near you, and it's coming to any major distributor, bro, in every state, bro. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the biggest cities, the biggest distributors will have our product, dog, within the next probably by the end of this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what we're working on. And like I said, bro, instead of buying that Lambo, dog, and that Ferrari, bro, I bought a Transit. You know? I bought a Ford Transit, bro. Why? Because you know, I'm gonna be delivering to every state, bro, and I can't do it in a Lambo, dog. You know what I mean? So
No.
yeah, bro, that's where we're at.
About a
you know?
transit and some pallets and some damn cream.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
you know,
baby.
yes, sir. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
baby.
So that's what we're doing right now, bro.
You'll
you know?
get 2 Lambos after this is
Oh
done.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
dog. You know, yeah, no doubt about it, bro. You know what I mean? The way it's going, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, bro. I rather invest in this and invest into the dream, bro. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, dog. Like, yeah, I'll like you said, bro. The Lambos, the lifestyle, bro, that I'm looking forward to, bro, will be in the future, no matter what, bro.
It'll still
you know?
be there. Yeah, exactly.
Right now I'm focused on quality, you know, and delivering, you know, what took so long, bro, to make. Like, you know, just to have it in every tattoo shop, bro. You know,
Yeah.
And if it's for free, if it's not, whatever, bro. Like, that's what I'm dedicated to. You know, making sure that every tattoo artist tries it and judges it for themselves, bro. You know, and anybody that's been in the game for a long time, bro, as soon as they try it, it's game over, dog.
Yeah.
Game over. You know what I mean? So once they try it, they're going to know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
And that's it, dog. You know what I mean? So, yo, fuck the Lambos, fuck the Raris right now, bro. We're in the Ford Transit. You know what I mean? Yo,
clip that. That's a
yo,
line right
let's go,
there,
dog.
man.
Let's
Yeah.
go, bro. You know what I mean? All right.
I appreciated having you on, man. Thank you for sharing your story,
Of course,
telling
bro.
us a little bit
Of
about
course,
how this
dog.
whole thing started. And
Thank you, dog.
yeah, if you got some value out of this, if you learned something from it, make sure to go follow Andrew on all socials, Tattoo Caviar. I drew it. Check out
Yes,
the
sir.
website. Check out the product. It's like you said, coming to a shop near you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, comment, share, subscribe, do the thing. That's
Yes,
it.
sir. Let's go, baby.